writing, and I don't want to rush you on it. So this is one of the things that we need to do anyways, is to talk about space conversion. We'll talk about space conversion. So that's today, outside of that. All right, so regular counting system is known as decimal. That's why in computer science we don't call values that have a decimal point in them decimal values. We call them floating point values because decimal really means base 10. And so it's just your normal counting system from 0 to 9. And you can use any combination of those values. And so to get beyond the, when we're using the counting system, we'll have 2,713. So, this is something that we learn in what, like, junior high? Elementary? I don't remember. Okay, so the places here for you remember. It actually have a name, and there's the 1 times 100,000. We didn't take these numbers, right? We don't really think that much about them because we still use the decimal data. But if you really broke this down, and we're going to do this on purpose because then you can see how we can easily convert any base value to any base value. The most common ones that we deal with in computer science are binary, octal, hexadecimal. Hexadecimal. Okay, so if we want to break this down to a base 10 implementation, then what we would do is split up one of those values. So 2,713 is really 2,000 plus 700 plus 10 plus 3. And so that's now separating it up even further. So if you look at how you represent each one of these positions from a base 10 perspective, so that 2,000 really is 2 times 10 to the third power to give that 1,000. So if we wanted, then the next thing is we have that 7, that 7 really goes 7 times 100. And so if you think about it from a 7 times 100 perspective, it's really 7 times 10 to the third power. Then we get down to the 10 and the 3. So the 10 really is the value 1 times 10 to the first power, because 10 to the first power is 10. And then the 3 is 10 to the 0 power, because that's 1. And times 3, you get your 3. So if you change the way you look at your data, this is what you do. So when you are annotating what base you are working with, it's always a subscript. So you see the 2,713 with the subscript of 10, and then really when you break it out to a numbering system perspective, it's really 2 times 10 to the third power plus 7 times 10 to the second power plus 1 times 10 to the third power plus 3 times 10 to the 0 power. And so what happens is your digit value is truly dependent on what you're writing. Okay? So each place is actually a certain power. And then for your significant value at the top. And so if you look at it, lots of times I find it easier when I'm breaking this stuff down to actually start thinking from right to left instead of left to right. So other counting systems, outside of computer science, people really don't think about other numbering systems, but they exist. And you can legitimately make up your own if you want to on some value from 0 to 9. So in this example here, they're just doing a base 5. So if we are using base 10, because everything starts at 0 in computer science, and the numbers are 0 to 9. So if you're doing base 5, then you're going from 0 to 4, which is whatever that value is minus 1. So here, what we can do, we can take a number of base 5, like 314, break it out into each one of its powers based on the place, and then turn around and end up getting your decimal value of it. So it's really easy to convert any base to base 10. So there's this basic combination here. We've written the conversion as such, where you have, on the right here, you each of the 0 to the 1 to the 2, and you keep going until you get to whatever your base is. And so you see that we have this conversion rate calculation is based on where B is the 1 and the 0 power simplified above. And so it kind of gives you that do up here. So here's an example where they're taking a number and they're saying, hey, this value is a base 9. So you're here to break out this position. You have your 7 times your base 9 to the second power, your plus your 8 times 9 to the first power, plus your 1 times 10 to the 0 power, and you convert that by doing the math, you get a decimal value of 640. Binary is another one. Again, for the position. I actually, from a binary perspective, I'll show you my old school way of doing it. When I look at binary, I see numbers here. I don't see zeros and ones. I see numbers if they represent. That's just me. But this is a good way to illustrate how you can actually convert binary as well. So here we have position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that position 6. It's just giving you that 2 to the power, and then doing a 1 time, and then that one is to the 5th, the 4th, to the 3rd, 2nd, 1, 5 to 0. Because remember, anything raised to the power gives you a value of 1. So if you look at this, that bit is a 1. That's what it's equal to. Yeah?
For your primary example, if you have added those numbers of 1 times to the 6 to 1 times to the 6, so like without using base 10 arithmetic, would you get different base as your result? So that when you add those numbers, you're doing that you add the numbers normally.
Ask me that again? Ask me your question again? I'm sorry.
So, you know how when we're adding these numbers, like 1 times to the 6 or 1 times to the 5th, you just add it like regularly doing base 10.
Yeah.
And that results in the end with a number 117 to base 10.
Yes.
So what if instead we added like using your arithmetic with a different base?
With more in here. So I'll show you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so binary is actually really, really common, and the reason why is because actually that's how your computer is actually function on binary, they don't function on base 10. So when I look at binary, so this is what I see. And for me, it's kind of, I'm just used to it, but I'll show you my old school implementation, and you can choose whichever methodology you like best. So one of the things about binary, in reality, is it's easiest to read it from right to left, first of all. And so you have your first position, and it's equal to the value of 1. And then your second position is doubled. And your third position is doubled again, because it's binary. It's base 2, right? So for every position going from right to left, the value of that doubles. 64, that's something familiar? Think about memory, blocks in memory. All what computer science is based on is your binary. So 128, 256, 512, 1024. 2048, and it goes on until infinity. Just every position from right to left just doubles. Okay, so if you take this value, say, when you're dealing, so this here, yeah, see that? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to quickly just look at some binary data and how we would weigh what its value is. So if you're dealing with a value of 1, so from a binary perspective, you're always dealing in blocks forward, okay? So if my first value is equal to 1, then this position is equal to 1, this position is 2, this position is 4, this position is 8. If I want to represent the value of 1 in binary, we set the bit. Setting the bit means that it's equal to 1. 1 means that it's on, whereas 0 means off. So that equals 1. Okay? So the next value, 2, is just as simple because there's a place here that is equal to the value of 2. So we set that bit, and then the other 3 bits are off, and that gives you the value of 2. So when you start dealing with the not perfect squares, numbers that are not a perfect square of 2, so now we have the value of 3. So based on the value of each one of our positions, we would represent the value of 3 by setting the bit of 1 and setting the bit of 2, because if those 2 bits are set, then you add them together. You add together the 2 and the 1, you get 3. Does that make sense? Maybe? Little vertical. Okay. So 4 again is pretty simple. Because it has its own bit position that represents 4. So we would just set that bit of 4 and then set all the other ones to off. So now we have a 5. So 8 is not going to work for us. The 2 isn't going to get us into a 5. But if we add 1 and 4 together, we get a 5. And you just repeat this all the way up to the value of 9. So to get a 9, you have to set this bit to 8, and you have to set the 1 to get a 9. And then these 2 are off. So the largest number you can get in a block of 4 binary is 15. Why am I saying 15? So if we set all of those bits, so you have your 1, your 2, your 4, your 8, you add that together and you get 15, right? Got it? So what if we need back to 15? So then that's when we start doing another block of 4. So now we have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. If I set every single one of these bits, what is that equal to? There you go. 2? Okay.
255.
Not only is math hard, so apparently so is my hearing. You said 250.
5.
Okay. What is that 255? What does that tell you? Have you seen this before? Any networking people? Seen it before?
IP addresses.
IP addresses. Okay? So, wow. You need it all come together, doesn't it? So, the largest value on any one of the settings, or any one of the positions of your IP address, the highest number we go to is 255. Crazy shit, huh? But it's all tying together. Okay, so this is how I do binary. This is how I taught binary. I've been thinking of it that way. There are different ways to do the calculation. Again, if you can use this type of implementation here if this makes more sense to you from using the times 2, whatever that position is. And so they both work. But that's just how I think in binary. I think in blocks of 4. I look at the data. Is the bit set or not? And again, I always use makes sense. So here, there's a sample right here. I told you blocks of 4, right? So this only has, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 2, 3, 1. So you can imply a leaving 0 there to hit your 4s, okay? That's what we do with that. So the crazy thing about me is I have my data first in binary, that do that on my own. And people just kind of look at me like, is that marker? No. It's a little more permanent than that. But I am telling you something scary. Okay, so I'll just show you real quick for those of you who haven't seen it. So how many of you have taken classes with the group? Alright, so you know how we can argue it, right? So we're having a staff meeting and I'm standing there and goes, oh, look at that. Translate it real time. It goes, oh, it's blah, 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 blah. Oh, it tells you your date of birth. I'm like, you're silly. Okay, because it's not the true number 8, it's my date of birth isn't August. It's based on the actual character value of the number 8 on the ASCII character chart. And so
Oh, damn.
I cannot believe you do that. How do you know that? It's like he's awesome. Don't get me wrong, I think the word is awesome. He just kind of creeped me out that moment. He's like, oh, this is good. 1971. I'm like, oh my god. Never underestimate him. He is pretty amazing. My next catch is going to be cats. That's going to be better. I'm hoping he's converted. Okay, so this is interpretation. So you see here again, once you get past the 15, you actually have to this is freedom. So this is position 16. It's an actual position. Like this is 1, 2, 4, 8. It's a position of 16. But if you're doing it in blocks of 4, you would imply that 4 is not really in the head. So the next really common numbering system that we see out there is hex. Hex we see very frequently in your HTML colors. How many of you are familiar with HTML? You've done our PCS and set the colors. So one of the ways you set your colors in HTML is using hex representation and what these numbers mean. So the first value is representing the red, green, and blue. Okay? So here you have the pound value. The FF is the value of 15 and 15, and that gives you your RGB code. So that's your red. The next 2 zeros are your green, and the last 2 are your blue. So this is a hex representation of the RGB code in the colors. So you can do it in different ways. But this is one of those things that you see a lot out there, right? So how do we deal with that? So this is another very common system. So we have base 16. But again, we would have our values of 0 to 9. So to represent the 10 to 15, we use the first 6 letters of the alphabet. And so alpha means 10, delta is 11, charlie is 12, delta is 13, echo is 14, and foxtrot is 15. And so that gives you that option to get up to 16 numbers. And so here, when you're using a base 16, it just represents that the alpha value is just 10 there. And so this is what it looks like for your base 16. You have your 0 through 9 and then alpha through foxtrot to get up to the 15. So again, when you look at so here you can see, so that's Charlie, Charlie, Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Charlie, Charlie, is that color there. So here we have a 009933. So you can see where the it's really heavy on the green, right? There's no red in this color. It's really heavy on the green because that's up to 9 out of 15. And then the 33 is our blue, so it gives us that color there. So that's how you look at HTML colors from a hex representation, and then it just translates down to your RGB code for HTML. So So have you ever seen a URL on the website and it has a %20 in the URL? So that's a space. So here's the ASCII character chart. Here's the space. My hex value of that space is 20. So here I have an HTML file. So instead of using underscores, because I used to work on Linux a lot, so you can't have spaces in your file names in Linux. So I always do the underscores. But here, look, I have 2 spaces in that. When I bring this up, yeah, I know. See that it said 20? There's a space in my file. That's all that is. Isn't that awesome? Computer science stuff. Have I told you guys about our actions? Yeah. It's actually worse than that. So, I live on a food stamp for a yard, and I'm allergic to everything, and everything bites me. So I'm not going to go hang out in my yard. You know, so I turned it into a garden. So I have all these raised beds in my backyard. The raccoons have really appreciated my efforts. Okay? So they've been tearing my shit up. So I have a easy relocation program. So I trap the raccoons, and then I take them far away to a different area. Now they say, in theory, a raccoon can make it back up to 10 miles. So I just make sure they have to cross 417 to get back. So good luck. I see a lot of raccoon pancakes, and I'm not a new person, but it just really makes me happy. Another one that it's like armadillos. They're so disgusting, right? Great. The raccoons have been tearing up my shit here for a couple of years, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fix that. So she is just a subset of my catalog of relocated raccoons. And I named them all. One of them I named Badass because it was so freaking happy. But anyway, so they all have names. And I scraping their tails. Because I want to know if I get a retry. Okay? So I gotta know if I got a retry. Or, you know, I see that pancake on the road on my way to work and it has a pink tail. I'm like, yeah. So if you have any raccoon problems, I can help you with that. Just say it. They like marshmallows. They really like marshmallows. They cannot resist marshmallows. So it works out really well. Yes, I'm slightly back to crazy. Just don't feel alone with me. Okay. So anyway, so we're going to talk about that. So after base 16, and you know, being comfortable with base 16, you know, obviously is very important. So that we can use this $600 that I showed you with the base 10, you know, so it's 10 to the second power times whatever. So here we do the same thing but with our base 16. Okay, and you do a calculation, it gets you down to your base 10 of what that equals. So, you know, alpha is equal to the value of 10, right? So, you know, we have to replace that alpha with the 10 on the second one there, because an alpha from that 10 is not the doesn't actually work. So we have to replace it. And so we come up here and you can see how we can easily just come up with that value. So, are you comfortable with the hex thing? Base 16 versus base 2 versus base 10. Okay. Okay, so to your question back there, if we wanted to convert from anything to anything and not being focused on base 10, here we could do hex to base 2, the binary. We can easily convert it. And so, what happens is we have our base 10, again, 16 is a perfect power too, right? So that makes it pretty easy. And you know, it's perfectly represented on what binary is it, and then here, here we go up to the value of foxtrot we represent on 15. So if you wanted to represent, again, 4 digits on the binary, okay? That's who it was block before. And so we have that chart, so we know, and I'll show you a couple slides back. So the value of 15 in decimal is actually before 1 being set in a binary. Does that make sense? So here's just, a quick little chart. If I look at the hex value of 0, it's easy to let me know it's not translated to binary. Okay, so just look at your numbers and how do you set the bits of the 4 bits of your binary block to equate to that value. So that's how we end up with our 15 or our foxtrot here, our test. So it's actually pretty easy. So like here, we have our 6 alpha and 2 delta. And so how would we represent that? And so our alpha is equal to what number? So if you're setting this is position 8, right? And this is position 2. So you add them together, you get that alpha or that X. Does that make sense? A little bit? Okay, and so, you can do any value with it. So if you're looking at an RGB code right here, and you want to know what it equates to in binary, just look at it position by position. So our foxtrot is 15. In binary, we know 15 is all the bits are set. So the value 4 has its own position, because this is 1, 2, and 4, right? So you just set that bit. Then we get to our Bravo. So our Bravo is the value of 11. So to get 11 out of binary, you add the 8, the 2, and the 1. So a Charlie is 12. To get a Charlie out of binary, you add 8 and 4, right? 7 and then 2. So down here, we have our 7 right here. So because it's 1, 2, and 4 is 7, and then this is our 2. So how we look at base, we look at any base. You can use any base you want and convert it to decimal. It doesn't matter, because if you're just raising that number to the power of the position. No. It could be base 9, base 7, base 4. Like in our emergency cases before. What do they mean? Well, here it is. Actually, I worked on a computer system that was base 9. The stupidest thing ever. Seriously. It was, so our classroom station was in Omaha, Nebraska, on the Air Force Base. I worked for the Air Force Weather Agency, and we had our big huge monster computer with the Unisys, and Unisys had a proprietary 9-bit operating system. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, guys. Base 9 doesn't mean anything in computer science. How did you do that? Anyway, so one of the things that I ended up having to do is be able to dump all my data in octal. Because I needed to get aligned with the correct data so I can convert it back to something useful. And so octal is another way we're going to look at. So I really did use that stuff in real time. I have used these different numbering systems. They're totally valid. So I worked on a system that was base 9. And we had to be able to translate that into a base 10. So I did, you can just write yourself a little program that does a conversion for you, but it is what it is. So here, if you have a converting from decimal to binary, so if you have the number 27, so first of all, you have the value. This is the audit implementation. So this might work for some people. If it's the 1s and 0s, from a binary chart, doubling from right to left, 1 up to infinity, doesn't work. Actually, what we can do is, here's the case, so if you take that value, that's a value of 27, you want to convert it to binary. And so what we do is, first we divide it by 2. Again, integer division, so whatever, if there is a floating point value when you divide integers by integers, it is not perfect calculation. You're going to have a remainder, right? We call it modulus. Familiar with modulus operator? Okay. So here you divide 2 by 27 by 2, you get 13. But you still have that remainder of 1. Well, then we go ahead and take that 13 divided by 2, and so that ends up being 6. You still have this remainder of 1. And you continue the process until you get 1. Okay, so when the last thing you count here. So at that point, you'll have 1 divided by 2 is 0, with the remainder of 1. So you get down to the last calculation. So check this shit out. This is cool. Now I have to say that doing this methodology is pretty cool because it shows you the binary right there on the right based on their neighbors. How awesome is that? So here, you see on 27, the first calculation comes in, and we come up with the 13, but we have a remainder of 1. Then the 13 divided by 2 is 6, the remainder of 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 0. It's equals 3, but we have no remainder, so we have 0. And then our 3 divided by 1 gives us 3 divided by 2. 3 divided by 2 is 1, and it gives us a remainder of 1. And we finally get down to our 1 divided by 2. Obviously, it's not going to work. So we end it with 0. So we have that 1 left over. So when you stop and you get 0 as an answer, you're talking about this right here. 0 as an answer regarding the calculation of continuing to divide. So then how do you take this and get your binary number out of it? Okay, so this one is easy. You read the remainders from bottom to top. So this is your rightmost position. This one is the best example because you have the 1, 1, the 0, and the 1, 1. It's kind of, it's a, what do they call those things?
Palindrome?
Yes. You know, so it's really a palindrome. But, so here you see, you can read the remainders from the bottom to the top and then from the right to left, and that's how you get your conversion. So let's look at a different one that isn't as neat. So here, again, we take our 117 divided by 2, we get a 58, the remainder of 1. 58 divided by 2 is 29, we have no remainder, so it's 0. And then 14 divided by 2 is 29. 29 divided by 2 is 14, and the remainder of 1. Take our 14 divided by 2, we get to our 7, and we have no remainder. Our 7 divided by 2 is a 3, and we have 1 left over. Our 3 divided by 2 is a 1, with 1 left over. And finally, we get to our stopping point is 1 divided by 2 is 0, because it doesn't work. And we have that remainder of 1. And so you can see this is a better representation of how to write out the binary representation. So again, I kind of go from right to left. So I would just start from the top and push it over here. But just know that when you start with the last value here, this is your last position. The one at the top is your right. So this is kind of cool. I mean, either methodology works. You can do it this way, or you can do it this way. But as long as you understand what those positions, mean down here, binary really isn't that complicated. So if we want to go from binary to any other gate, it's pretty easy because you're just dealing with 1 to 0, be it on or off, right? So the same logic we use that I just walked through on that last slide. So here, we're going to convert from decimal to hex, okay? So we take our number is 381. Because we're converting to hex, that's the number you divide by, all right? So here, we're going to divide 381 by 16, and we get a 23, the remainder of 13. 13 in hex is delta. Then we take our 23 divided by 16, we get a 1, with the remainder of 7. And then take our 1 divided by 16, and we get that 0, because you can't do that math. And so we end up with our remainder of 1. So then you see how, from bottom up, we put the data, and it's represented, so our 1 or 7, and then our delta, and you can see how we can convert to hex quite easily. And you do it any base. Doesn't matter what base you want to do. It works. That calculation works. It's really good implementation. So here, we're going to get 133, okay? So again, we give whatever the target base is, that's the value to divide by. So we take our 175, divide by 3, and then we get 58, and then we have our 58 divided by 3 is 19, so we have our remainder of 1, 1, that's 1, 16 divided by 3, we got a remainder of 1, and then 6 divided by 3 is 2, finally we have that 2 left over. And so, if we have a base 3 numbering system, this is totally well, because if you have a base 3, your numbers are 0, 1, and 2, right? You always start at 0 each time. So it doesn't matter what your base is. If you can follow the same concept of taking each one of these values and just progressively dividing it down from the base to the target value of 0, then you can do whatever you want when you are converting from different numbers. Alright, so it's really just a generic process here. So really you can convert any base to any other base. You know, neither one of them has to be base 10. It's not a requirement. So really it's just if you want to go, you want to divide base to base and there's no 10 involved in it, this is how we would do that. You actually have to do 2 conversion steps. The first one is convert from base 1 to your base 10. And then convert from the base 10 to whatever that other base is that you want to use. So it's pretty easy as long as you just keep using that same methodology. So here we're going to say, I want to convert this number 125 base 7 to base 4. So the first step to do is you convert it to base 10. Okay? So I take it 125 base 7 and convert it to 10. What you can do here, like the substitution is 7 to the second power, the second position is 7 to the first power, the last position is 7 to the 0 power. And then here, you can see the 10 value. Okay, the base 10 value, you just add it together at that point. The other option is to, then you have to convert from the 10, so we came up with the base 10 value of 68, right? So now we have to convert to base 4. And so that means you're going to take that data and do the division on it based by your base value, which is 4. So we're going to do the division on that until we get to the value of 0. So now we have this represented in some mythical base 4 numbering system. So when we have if your 2 bases that you're dealing with, these 2 numbering systems you're dealing with, are both a perfect power of 2, then you can do instead of doing base 10 conversion, you do base 2 conversion. And so it's just pretty straightforward again, we're using the same methodology. So we're going to take this base 16, we're going to convert it to octal. So octal is actually used quite frequently in the Linux environment. When you're setting permissions on your directives or on your files, you go to 2 different ways. You can set your permissions on Linux systems. You can either do it with the octal representation, or you can do it with read-write execute. If you guys see the read-write execute, the R, the W, the S, you can set the permissions on the directories. Well, you can set the same thing using octal. So if you want it to be open to the world, then you set the permissions on the directory as 777. Because 7 is given all the permissions across the board. And so that's where octal is actually currently used on a regular basis is on your Linux systems. And so here, this is just an example of converting from base 16 to base 2. Because the 16 and the 8 are a perfect power of 2. So instead of converting the base 10 as our intermediate step, we convert the base 2. And so we take that base 2 here from our alpha 3 delta and we test, and we come up with our with our text binary representation of alpha 3 delta right here. So now you take that alpha 3 delta that is in binary, and now you can convert it back to stage 8 to octal. So again, you have a two-step process. So octal is 0 to 7. Okay. So again, another numbering system that we deal with on a regular basis. So here we have we want to convert our binary to base 8. And so here is, instead of blocks of 4, like binary, octal is in blocks of 3. So now you have blocks of 3, okay? And then it's still the 1, 2, 4, the representation of it, but the highest number you can get on octal is 7. So when you read octal, you have to read it in blocks of 3 instead of blocks of 4, like you do with binary. Okay, so if you have so here we have our 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Okay, so they're in blocks of 3. Feel like in kindergarten coloring. So much fun. So when you look at, one of the most common implementations is that it's the garbage division, operating system, any kind of Unix-based operating system, and so that's what we're using for numbers. And the reason why is because 8 is a power of 2, so 2 times 3 gives you that 8. And so that 3 right there is what drives the number of digits. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, if we want to take this binary code that we have here and convert it to stacks of 3s, again, you start from the right and you go to the left. I'm going to break up the set of 4 so we can convert them down into 3. So here, look, instead of here, I've now split them into 3s. See my groups of 3 here? Okay? So you just do the spacing. And then when you do the binary representation of it, so the 1 bit is set and the 4 bit is set, so that gives us a 5. Here all 3 bits are set, that gives us a 7. None of these bits are set, so that's a 0. And then finally we have a 5 again, so that's the 1 and the 4. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah? I think that's awesome. Alright, I'm usually in. Okay, so this is 17 after, so I'm going to give it back to 3 minutes. Alright.